Welcome everyone to Washington, D.C. This has been a huge dream of mine for a long time to get a scooter company to fly me out and ride their scooters in an epic place. Huge shout out to WYRD RYDS for making that dream come true. Can't thank you enough. AK, Galen, Antonio, Chris, everyone at WYRD RYDS, just thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me come ride your hyper scooters. We'll get into the Bernie review here shortly, but first I just want to show some highlights of DC. Riding around with Jordan Moves was a great time. Yeah.
Let's fucking go!
I got it in X mode, let's see. Oh, yeah. Not even turbo yet, just X mode. Ready? Get it. Over the course of the few days, I got really comfortable on all the scooters, and I'm confident to make a review on all of them for you. But more importantly, got to open the scooters up and really have a lot of fun. There's a lot of congestion in a lot of DC, and when you're down around the monuments, you're going really slow and you don't get to really feel the scooter out. So I'm glad that I did get a lot of open space too. This is the DC highway. This is epic to me, riding down this.
61, 62, woo! Oh, it's so fun. It's so stable.
Sorry if I lost you there. I was ripping it on turbo. Finally, that's near top speed there, guys. For sure. I don't know how accurate the dash is. Close enough. I can feel that. We're in 60s. At least 55. Ready? Go. Rip it, baby. Rip it.
Woo!
America, baby.
Woo, woo! See that one man pointing at us? This is what I was trying to get to earlier. Woo! We're in the tunnel, baby. Tunnel light. Half tunnel. Beautiful out here. Nami blast. Nami Bernie. Thank you, WYRD RYDS. This is so fun. These might be the best two scooters we've ever personally ridden.
Saturday, the weather was perfect. We decided to meet up with the boys early, get some burgers before we head to the White House for our little slow race.
It's the best burger spot in DC.
Hey, you got it in top gear?
Oh, you want to race?
Yeah. Just a little bit, up to like 30 or 40.
I think actually the torque is better. Ready? Let's go.
Woo! He's crazy. It smokes him for sure.
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know which way we're going here. I just thought there's police right there. He's watching.
Look at that, guys. This is how you know you're in Scooter Central. When this guy's just on rental scooters, have fun. Yeah. Where's my horn? Finally made it to the White House, and literally electric rides is all you see looking all around. Big shout out to our slow race winner, Lex. She showed up on a pink rental scooter and took home the trophy.
Oh!
And that's how you win a scooter race. We did a little bit of off-roading, cutting through wet grass and stuff, but also at the mall here, I think they call it, is a lot of this dirt path. Scooters did great on all of it. After the slow race, we did a little group ride with maybe about 10 or 15 of us. I didn't really count, but I think everybody had a great time. I did end up losing my cameras about halfway through, so I didn't give too much footage, but there was extremely scenic spots that I would have never seen. Huge shout out to Annabelle. He helped lead this group ride. I would have died without him up front. He was literally riding an e-skate.
Woo, he's got no hands. Look at that. That's some skills.
Welcome, guys, to the Nami Burn E-2 Max. This is a scooter I've wanted to try for over 2.5 years now. When it came out, I was skeptical because it was so fast and powerful. I didn't believe it, but I've got my hands on one. Let's talk about it. As always, start up top on the handlebars. The scooter comes equipped with the key card, same as the Blast. Simple tap, and it's on. It has a very similar settings to the Blast. If you watch my Blast review, it's going to have a power button here that we're going to use to cycle through our miles. 69 miles on the scooter. You can watch your G-forces as you're riding, your voltage, as well as your controller temperature in the rear or in the front. So the amount of data feedback on this scooter is incredible. And why does that matter is because this scooter has 5 riding modes: E, D, S, C, X, and every single one of those driving modes is customizable for the front and back wheel for the power. So you can control how much power you want in every mode, and that makes this scooter the most customizable scooter that I'm aware of on the market. Even above X mode, the fastest mode, there is a turbo button right here, and you can activate that to get even more power if X mode is not fast enough for you. Incredibly customizable scooter here that you can have about 6 different modes of speed. Similar to a car, this is different gears. You want a scooter that you can adapt to the environment that you're riding in. 69 miles on the scooter in the past couple days here. We rode this, the Blast, and the Klima. If you guys are interested in any of those reviews, they'll all be on the channel. Shout out to WYRD RYDS here. They have some of the best scooters I've ever ridden. I think it's safe to say that they're the best I've ever ridden up to this point as far as speed and quality. Extremely fast, this scooter, extremely fast. This has a nice screen protector, the sunshade, I guess you would call it. That a lot of scooters really should come with that. It helps you see it better in the day. Now, next to the screen, the NFC card reader. That is going to be standard on all scooters eventually, but all of the top brands these days use that because it's the most convenient. And you'll find out when you get it. It's just really nice. The button cluster over here, we do have a headlight on this scooter. 2000 lumen headlight. It's plenty sufficient. And same as the Blast, it's got a lot of customizability here with the height of this bracket that you can adjust, as well as the angle of the light. So it is nice from that aspect. You can dial it into exactly where you want it. It's important when you're riding at night, obviously. You've got to have a really good headlight. Same grips as the other Namis. Very nice grips. I'm glad they chose these grips. They're plenty sufficient and big. Double locking rings so they do not slip around at all. The brakes, we have Logan hydraulic brakes on this. These are 4-piston brakes. They are extremely strong. They will stop on a dime. There is a bit of engine braking. Obviously, you can customize how much engine braking you want on this scooter as well. That's something that I didn't mess with, but it would be cool to mess with this scooter a lot more if I got one and see what all the different settings can do when I have more time. You can customize basically everything on it as far as the settings. Talked about this button cluster here in the Blast video. It's the same one. You're obviously going to have your readout here of data, and then you're going to have the ability to watch your speed, your average speed, your maximum speed. This will calculate the range you have, and then obviously your top speed, your current speed readout, just a speedometer. So you can obviously change that, which if you look at a Vsett, you can't change that part of the screen. You can't make it read out different data. You're pretty much stuck with just a speedometer on your screen, which really, what's the point? It's not that useful to have a speedometer on a scooter, let's be honest. You would like to have something like this where you can change and see different things like the controller temperatures, how much range you have left, how fast did you hit on that last run. All of that information is saved on this a lot better than any sort of Vsett. Cabo started doing that. There's some data in their screen, but not to this level. I think this is the most data you'll get out of a scooter screen like this as far as feedback about your riding, which will allow you to customize the scooter better. This comes down to being able to make the ride just how you like it. Let's move farther down the stem here. Has one of the most beautiful stems of any scooter. Beautiful carbon fiber stem into this beautiful locking mechanism. This has been totally redesigned this year and is very secure compared to obviously when the scooter came out. It had to get a couple different revisions, and this is one of the parts that they revised, is this sort of folding mechanism piece in here. And now that they've rebuilt these, there is no more issues with the scooter. As far as I'm concerned, that this was the only real known issue about the scooter. They fixed that earlier this year in January. So at this point, there's basically nothing wrong with the scooter as far as I'm concerned. You can ride this thing right out
out of the box without changing much at all. Probably the only thing you really want is the PMT tires, which if you're smart, you just buy them right from WYRD RYDS and get it pre-installed, right? They're the only place in the country where you can get a racing scooter like this with the racing tires pre-installed. Most of the time, you're gonna be stuck with garbage nylon tires and changing it yourself, or else just riding it for a year on crap tires. So it's honestly, at this point, stupid to buy any hyper scooter without the PMT tires pre-installed.
If you guys want to see the actual tire change process, I'll link that here. It's in another YouTube video that I made last week. It's the most professional way to change a scooter tire. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have the tools, it's just a no-brainer to let the professionals handle this so that your tire is properly installed. They have a tire mounting tool as well as a cheetah blaster, and I saw firsthand that they do a great job at changing these tires, and I've changed a lot of tires myself too.
This comes with a steering damper, and unlike other scooters, I have a couple that have had steering dampers, and it made the ride really weird and funky with the steering, and I didn't like it. But this one, I cannot even tell it's on the scooter while I'm riding it. It does not affect the riding at all, and in fact, it also lets you take your hand off the scooter at pretty high speeds. I did hit it maybe 40 miles an hour, took my hand off, similar to the Nami Blast. Very, very, very stable at speed on this scooter. Definitely due to that steering damper, but also due to, obviously, just good geometry on this scooter. It's very, very, very smooth ride. And that comes from the suspension, obviously. Not only the design and shape of it, but the shocks. It has adjustable damping shocks here. That allows anybody bigger or heavier jumps on this type of scooter to dial it in so it's not so bouncy for you. That is important, and it's something that on the Vsett 11 Plus, they don't have. There is no adjustable suspension on that. So you're just kind of stuck with that. Whatever your weight is, you're stuck with whatever the ride is. The brakes on it are Logan 4-piston brakes. Very, very strong braking on this. I have no problem with braking. You can lock up your tires really easily if you're not careful, so do not slam on the brakes or anything. You just want to squeeze them gently like you're in your car braking, or if you know how to ride a motorcycle or anything. You're not going to slam on these brakes because they're strong enough, they will flip you. They will lock your tires up, you will slide out, and you really got to be careful with the brakes on this scooter. Very strong. And once you get used to them, obviously they're amazing. It's great to have very sensitive, strong brakes. But when you're new, just be careful because they're powerful. Now the deck on this is fucking massive. Look at where my foot is here. It's like nothing. I like the footrest on it. I like the angle of the footrest is good. I like the build of it, the quality. It's not uncomfortable to stand on at all. It has this awesome bar right here that really helps when you're lifting the scooter. This is a big heavy scooter, and obviously having a handle like that makes it way more manageable. This is the updated version 2 they told me here at WYRD RYDS. It has these new taillights. You have our brakes, the blinker. That's the left blinker. Got a right blinker. So they have done a good job here, I think, updating some stuff on the scooter, like blinkers that it obviously needed. You know, when this first came out, there was no blinkers, and that's fine. You know, like, get something like that later on later versions when everything important is fixed and perfect, you know. So that's obviously something that may change in another version. They're still updating, but for now, that's a good blinker to me. You can see it very well even in the day. In the day, you can see the blinker, which not many scooters you can see the blinker in the day. Let's be honest. It is nice that they've put something on here that works. It actually works for a blinker. Guys, this scooter literally is my next purchase. I obviously came out here just to test ride them from WYRD RYDS, but to me, it blows the Vsett 11 Plus out of the water. I think that it's a no-brainer that if you're looking for a 72-volt scooter, to definitely put this Nami on your list. This Burning 2 Max, 40 amp hour, right? The max versions of these scooters, the Blast or the Burn-E, are 40 amp hours. That's insane. 40 amp hours are in here, right? That's the type of battery that you literally don't even worry about running out of range ever. The first day we got here, we rode for maybe 2 hours around downtown, all the monuments, right, in DC, and it literally was at 90% when we were done. Insane range in this battery. If you want that power, the range with the motorcycle build quality, that's kind of how this feels while you're riding, is you're on a motorcycle completely. Unlike a lot of other scooters try and get that way, but this literally feels like you're on a motorcycle. So all you guys out there that ride motorcycles, I would check this out. It's a lot of fun standing up on a scooter, and you never know, you might fall in love with riding scooters too. Thanks for checking out the Nami Burn E Max with me. Scooter gang out.
Oop, eliminated.